Hey, I know it's the off season, but why don't we start talking about the regular season coming up, everyone? And let's talk about the keys to the Vancouver Canucks winning the Stanley Cup. Yes, you heard that right. The Stanley Cup. Let's get into it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey, faithful Canuck fans, welcome to the channel. My name is RevTrev, and if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, Kempner Canucks provides passionate, realistic, and honest Canucks content. So hit it today. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subscribers. Also follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube, of course. So wherever you're watching from, wherever you're viewing this, whenever you're watching this, whether it's in the summer or in the fall, let's dive into it. The big thing is how are we going to win the cup, right? That's the goal for every single team. And you're like saying, how can you, as a Vancouver Canucks fan base, be talking about the Stanley Cup? You've never won it. I know, but there's going to be a day. There's going to be a day that we're going to win it. And maybe it's this year, maybe it's next year, maybe it's the year after. I'm not sure. But we are talking about what are the keys to winning the Stanley Canucks to win their first ever Stanley Cup run. Let's go. I shouldn't say Stanley Cup run. I should say Stanley Cup win. That's what I should say. Win. When are we going to win it? Because we've been there 3 times, lost in 82, got destroyed by the dynasty New York Islanders, should have beat the Rangers in Game 7 in 94, and then 2011, heartbreaker, had 2 games to win it. We lost Game 6, and Game 7 was destroyed. We got destroyed 4-0 in Game 7. It was awful. But there's going to be a day, everyone. There's going to be a day that we're going to win this. Now, don't forget, everyone, like the socials, follow Kempner Canucks, and I do tons of content, okay? So enough of all that kind of stuff. All right, well, the first one is this, is that Pettersson must produce. I'm sorry, everyone. You've heard me say it before. I'm done protecting Pettersson. He's the guy who came and said, listen, I'm not sure I want to stay. I don't know if I want to be a part of this organization unless they show me that we're a contender, that this team's wanting to win. So Rutherford, Alvin come in and make the changes, put the team together. And we're first place for most of the season. And he's still humming and hawing. I don't know. They're offering him monster money. And it's like, okay, you want to get paid good money? Then you got to produce. You got to produce, son. And so, I mean, you already made good money already, $8.7 million. Now this season coming up, it is now 7. It's 11.6 times 8 years, everyone. And what we saw after the All-Star game was not good enough. And then when he got into the playoffs, not good enough, everyone. Absolutely not good enough. So we need to see better by Pettersson. I posted a picture on a graphic on my Facebook page. If you haven't followed Kempner Canucks on Facebook, please do that. Trying to grow that influence there on Facebook. And I talked about how many points do you think Pettersson is going to score this season. In fact, I'm going to go there right now and just check out what people are saying. I wonder if I can bring this up to show it to you. I think I can. But I want to just kind of talk to you about the different expectations people have. And I do think that this is an important piece to it, everyone, because at the end of the day, we want Pettersson to do really well, right? That's what we really want. And I think that's the important piece. So let me see if I can bring this up for you guys to see. I'll close this off and bring this up because can you bring? Yeah, I can bring this up. So I just want to show you here. Just different. This is the thing. How many points will Pettersson get this season? Post your prediction here. And so here we are. And I want to start off with, is it Hene? He said 65 points, everyone. 65. 25 goals, 40 assists. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? That is the lowest by far. I just put the eyes wide open. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? I'm sure you want to see this better, so I'll put it there like that. And then Tony's like, I sure hope not. And then of course, he says, same here, but if he's still playing as he did after the All-Star break, these numbers are what I would expect. Wow. Okay. He will be back this year. You know, he had 89 points last year, everyone. That was a bad year. 89. He almost cracked 90. I think he had a bad end, but I also think that Besser is getting 30, not 40 this year, and Miller continues at a 90 to 100 point rate. Okay, cool. Monty comes in with 83 points, 32 goals, 51 assists. I said to Monty, like a regression? Man, that's interesting, right? Monty says he failed to show up at the playoffs, which is true. I think he had, what do you have? One goal and 4 assists in 13 games. It's just not good enough, right? He says, I'm not buying the injury line. I don't think he knows how to fit in Coach T's system very well. I really, really, really hope I'm wrong. And I hope you're wrong too, Monty. We know we need to get him. Tony comes in with 110 points, 35 goals, 75 assists. Jeremy Switzer says 124 points. Wow, that would be awesome. 52 goals, 72. That is going to be a bounce back if you're right, Jeremy. Brian Best comes in and says, I do like the top 2 posts, about 110. I will throw out a range of 95 to 118. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's pretty vague too, but that's good. He's got a talented winger in DeBrusque, much better than Mikheyev, and the entire forward group is more talented and deep. Defensive pairs will be stretched to cover everyone. Add that to more talented power play. Okay, I like that. And then Jeevan comes in with 105. He's been saying this for a while now. 70 assists, 35 goals. And then Mike comes in with 111 points, 49 goals. That'd be awesome. 62 assists. So, you know, what do you think, everyone? You know, go on Facebook and post what you think as well. But let's just be honest, right? Pettersson has to produce. He has to produce. But the problem is that Pettersson is not Gretzky, right? He's not McDavid. It's not like, you know, even though he's getting paid top 3 money, he's not that. He's not McKinnon. He's not Matthews. They drive the line. Pettersson did not drive the line last year, and that is worrisome for all of us. But we do need to surround him with talent, and the Vancouver Canucks have tried to do that. I hope that DeBrusque works for him, or Sprong, or maybe they put on Joshua and Garland on that second line with Pettersson. Maybe that would be helpful. That would be awesome as well. But I mean, you got to think McDavid plays a lot with Draisaitl. It just is true, right? McKinnon plays with Rantanen. Matthews plays with Marner or Nylander. Petey had Kuzmenko 2 years ago, and it worked out in that first year with his line mate, right? And he's got 39 goals. The next year, it was what? I mean, I just did a video on this. I should have that content on here somewhere. Oh, I have it right here. I have it right here. He only scored 8 goals in 43 games the following season. Then he gets traded to Calgary and gets 14 goals in 29 games. So, I mean, it wasn't the fit. It wasn't the fit, right? It's just too bad to see. And then when Kuzmenko had 39 goals, Pettersson had 102 points. So that is important that he plays with good line mates, because most of last year, his number one line mate was Mikheyev. And that's just not good enough. I mean, Höglander was there for a good chunk of it as well. Lafferty played on his line. Like, it just was ugly. He didn't have anyone to play with. DeBrusk should help a lot. So we'll see. Okay, so that's number one. Let's get into number two. Health is wealth. Okay, health is wealth, because at the end of the day, the Canucks have to stay healthy. If you want to win the Stanley Cup, you want to go on a run and go all the way to the finals and win that cup. Like, listen, we were in the finals against Boston, and Mason Raymond got his back broken. You had significant injuries. The reason why we lost that Stanley Cup final was not just because Boston had a good team or they were better than us. It was that we couldn't sustain the injuries anymore. And that's what happened to us this year too. If you think about the Edmonton and Vancouver series, what was the difference in that series? Demko went down. Brock Besser didn't play game 7, everyone. Like, this is what we're talking about here. So, got to think about that. The Edmonton Oilers did not have enough. They didn't have injuries. That's why they made it to the finals. I mean, everyone in the playoffs is playing through something, but they didn't have things that kept people out. And if we're honest, health is wealth when it comes to the playoffs. So you got to stay healthy in the regular season. And I mean, you're going to have injuries no matter what. I get it. There'll be total injuries. But health is wealth, everyone. You need to stay reasonably healthy, right? And especially making the playoffs, going into the playoffs, you need to be healthy. And that Demko loss was hard. And as much as I love She Loves and how well DeSmith played, at the end of the day, I think that's what really caught up with this team. And they were good enough to make a run. I thought they were going to Western Conference Finals, play Dallas. Oh, man, that would have been so awesome. But we know that you have to stay healthy. You absolutely have to stay healthy. Number 3 is team defense wins championships. And we know that it starts with goaltending, right? It just starts with goaltending. But as well, it's a whole team buying into team defense. The good news is Rick Tocchet is dedicated, absolutely dedicated to team defense, and his coaching staff, they talk about defense. It starts with defense and it turns to offense. And so, especially when you're playing teams like Colorado with McKinnon and Rantanen and all these guys, and you have Edmonton, who has Draisaitl, McDavid. You've got Hyman scoring 50 goals a year now, or 50 goals last year. You got Nugent Hopkins. I mean, there are some deadly teams out there, everyone. And if you want to make the run, if you want to make runs, like Dallas is good. Excuse me, it's late, super late filming this video. Yeah, it's just something that to think about. You got to think about those block shots. You got to think about the sacrifices that get made. It's not just the defenseman, even though it's hugely on the defenseman. It's forwards coming back, back checking. When we saw some of that last year, and it's pretty inspiring when your forwards back check. That gets everyone excited and pumped. Sorry, that's a huge fail right there, right? Gets everyone pumped. And so we need to remember that team defense wins championships. Absolutely. So that's my number 3. Number 4 is improved power play. I want to show you guys and girls these stats. I think I can bring them up here. So I'm going to bring this up right here like this. Okay. And we're gonna get into these stats because this is important to look at. Okay, the power play has to be better. It just has to be better. And as you look here, okay, so the New York Rangers are sitting there. I'll just take. Can I take myself out of here for a second? Yeah, I think I can. Improve power play can go down, and then I can go down here. Let me just take myself out. Let's keep myself in. Why does it say hockey 1-on-1? That's weird, isn't it? Why is this hockey 1-on-1 on here? All right. So if you look at this, the Rangers had 114. If you want to make the playoffs, look at like I think didn't Islanders made it? They were the lowest team there to make it. No, Capitals made it as well, right? So you've got these teams here. Maybe I'm wrong on that. NHL playoffs bracket. Let's go to playoffs. So was it Washington? Yeah, Washington was the last team. So 91 points. That was the lowest. But on this side, you had the Kings that were low. Who else? Minnesota. No, let's just look here. Yeah, so Nashville, LA, Vegas. Vegas was the lowest. Okay, so Vegas had 98 points, right? That's what we're talking in the West. It's hard. It's absolutely hard to do that, to get there, to be that piece to mean a cup contender, right? But you got to make it. You got to make it. So basically the goal is to get a minimum of 100 points. Now, the reason why I brought in the improved power play, okay, the improved power play is this. I want to show you just for a second this improved power play. Actually, I want to show you this one instead. This ESPN one actually looks better. It's probably a little bit, it might be easier to see. Let me just see if this works better for you. Can you see that? Okay, let's just go by Western Conference, okay? So as you can see, now, is this the right year? Yeah, 23, 24. Yeah, okay. So in the Western Conference, you've got these teams, and when it's got to be improved power play, look at Dallas had 24%, Vancouver had 22%, Oilers had 26%. So you got to be like in that range. I think you need to get to about 24+% to have more of a lethal one. And we know that the Canucks started the year with a great one. If we go to league, for example, we just go to power play percentage, okay? How come this is not clicking on here? That's weird. Why won't that work? Alrighty. Tampa Bay had 28%, everyone. 28% on the power play percentage. That's amazing. I don't know why it's not showing that properly. That's so strange. That's absolutely strange. Can I see it somewhere else? Maybe I can. Nope, I can't. So we'll just go there. Sorry. I just think at the end of the day, so you got this. I'm going to go see if I can do it here. No, I still can't put that there. All right. So let's go by wins, because that will probably be, Tampa Bay had the most, and they still didn't have the most wins, which is wild. Probably because the penalty kill was really good too. So their special teams was excellent. Okay. That didn't work out as well as I was hoping there. I do apologize. Let's just go to conference here for a moment. So in the West, you had to be over basically 22% to be considered decent, but you need to be in the 24 range to be successful. Look at Dallas, for example, 24, Edmonton 26. That is why they advanced. They are the two of the top ones. Colorado there, that is they were a firehouse as well, right? So look at Chicago, 16%. Bedard missed too long of the year, all that kind of stuff. All right. So that's number 4, okay? And then let's just go to number 5. It's like we got to continually improve on the penalty kill, okay? So Dallas has an 82%, Los Angeles had 84, Calgary at 80, but then you got this big jumble here. Now, Vancouver improved vastly from last year, so I actually think they did pretty good, but you just got to continue to improve. They were so abysmal 2 years ago, but this year they were much improved. And you're talking about fractions of the point here. How many teams had 79? 79, and that's really important. So just some excuse me, things to continue to think about. Okay. Here's the other one. So number 6 is that career seasons from expected and unexpected players. Okay. So if you think about it, last year, Brock Besser had a career year in goals. JT Miller had a career year in points. Quinn Hughes had a career year in points. Dakota Joshua had a career year. I would say Demko had a career year because he was in the Vezina voting. Hronek had a career year. That's what we're talking about, everyone. And so those are the expected ones. But can a guy like Zadorov, who had a career year, or I shouldn't say career year, I'd say like you could tell his play was better. Can you have those role players that do things like that? I think wasn't it Garland had a career year as well, if I remember correctly. But we need like the DeBrusques to have a career year, or a Heinen or Sherwood have a career year, or you know what I mean, like those kind of things that Tyler Myers will continue to improve. Desharnais would be like that, playing his best hockey of his career. I mean, those are some of the things that you need in a cup run, is guys that are unexpected. It's like Höglander takes it to another level, and he was great last year. He had a career year last year, but can he take it to another level? And so these are really important pieces to it. Now, I was just going to do six keys to a cup run, to winning the cup. So let's do some bonus content. Okay, Canucks Cup Run keys. And so maybe what we need, and I wouldn't put as much emphasis on this, is an AHL surprise. Okay, the Abbotsford Canucks, that we get a Lecker or a DPD that comes in and just plays above the pay grade and produces, or maybe it's Baines, or there's a whole bunch of guys down there that could really improve. Maybe it's Tolo Pilo that comes up and does some real amazing stuff. I don't know. I mean, that would mean Demko gets hurt, but yeah, that's something that would also help a cup run, getting that. Or number 8 is my last bonus one, is a trade to push us over the top. And you saw that Alvin and Rutherford were willing to do that last year, getting Lindholm and Zadorov, and it almost worked. But it didn't, so it was disappointing. Anyways, post in the comments, what do you think are the keys to winning the Stanley Cup? Okay, what are the keys for the Canucks to win the Stanley Cup this year? And what did I miss? I would absolutely love to hear it. Please, as well, hit the like and subscribe. I really appreciate you being here, and yeah, so I appreciate the support. You guys and girls are amazing, and love it that you're faithful, and that you're diehards Canucks fans. I absolutely love that, and hope you have a good night and a good day, and I'll be back soon, and I'm making a bunch more content, so stay tuned. Talk to you later. Go Canucks, go.